What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the show. My name is Scott.
And I'm Savannah.
And we are the Exploring Disney podcast. Before we get into things, if you're new to this podcast or to our channel in general, you can check out the visual version with pictures and all that fun stuff on youtube.com/SoCalExploring. And if you aren't already, make sure to check out our social media pages, Instagram Exploring Attractions and Twitter at SoCalExploring. All right, Savannah, we have some exciting news to talk about. Kind of a big thing. I would say it's pretty big, right?
I would think so too.
So initial thoughts, as you know, the elephant in the room. I'm sure every Disney fan knows. If you're listening to this show right now and you don't know what's going on in the Anaheim area, then you're living under a rock. Initial thoughts.
I was shook, but I've told you about it before. This is exactly where they need to put it. This is the perfect spot. And I feel like they're kind of doing that, and I'm excited. I wish it was a third gate instead of the extension that you told me, when it first released, but I'm so excited.
No, I want to touch up on that because I've taken some time overnight and from seeing everybody on Twitter talk about this, the potential of a third gate, right? Because the initial plans and everything are 2 expansions for both Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. So I guess I'll jump right into it, and if a little pre-warning, I'm going to be shooting off some numbers, so pay attention to me here, right? Okay, so shout out to eTicket Insight on Twitter for kind of starting this trend. I haven't talked to you about this yet, but the new land they're proposing, which is Simba and the Lilo and Stitch parking lot, and obviously that middle section where the hotel's at and everything.
Yeah. That
land in total is 97 acres, okay?
Okay.
California Adventure is 72 acres.
Okay.
Islands of Adventure over in Florida is 85 acres.
Okay.
So let's take away the Disneyland Hotel. What would you say, 20 acres?
Yeah.
So let's take that away. We have a 70-acre plot of land. Why would Disney not want to do a third gate? Why would they not do it? They have the room,
Mm-hmm.
And why they could still have the hotel there. But here's my thoughts, right? I think that once they get the approval, if they get the approval, and they will get the approval, quote me on that, clip it, they will get the approval. I feel as if they're going to push more towards, okay, since you already gave us the approval for the land expansion, what's the difference between making it a whole nother theme park?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any possibility that there's still a theme park? Another theme park in the works?
I don't know. I don't really think so. With the images they released and everything, I think that's going to be what it is the expansion. I feel like they're kind of set on that. I don't think it's going to be a third gate. I wish it was a third gate. It'll be cool if it's a third gate, walking into, Frozen's castle theme, Elsa's or whatever.
Arendelle, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool, as a centerpiece, and then, going around. I would enjoy that, but I think it's still going to be an expansion.
I don't know. I feel like for Disney, if they get their approval, I think that they'll aim for a third. Because think of how big the 2 parks will be if they have those expansion pads.
Huge.
They'd be so big. And also at the same time, what are they going to do about tickets? People will still pay for the ticket prices, but how high is too high? Yeah.
They don't have a cap. They will keep charging freaking $300 for a park hopper.
So you think that they'll charge, if those 2 expansions happen, 5 years from now, that the ticket prices will be up to $300 for a park hopper?
Not 300, but as prices go up every year and everything, I think for a good park hopper ticket once it opens, you're looking at easily almost $250. I feel
$250.
Yeah.
Because what's a park hopper at right now? $180.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like next year it's going to be up to $250 already.
Next year?
Yeah, next year. I think it's going to be up to $250.
I think it will go up $10 every year.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, here's the thing, right? Paradise Pier, I don't think that's staying. Paradise Pier Hotel. I'm not just mistakenly saying Paradise Pier instead of Pixar Pier. Paradise Pier Hotel, I think that is getting yeeted off property. rightfully so. We've been in there. We haven't stayed in there, but we've been in there, and it's just old and run down. The only reason people go there is for the character dining. That's it, and it's their quote unquote value resort.
I don't think they name any of them value or anything. It's just their cheapest. I think all the hotels there are equal. Like, all the rooms are pretty much equal in my opinion. But it's just like the theming.
Okay, but you've seen the pictures of the rooms, right?
Yeah.
We can get a better quality room at All Star Movies for cheaper.
Yeah, but you also, like, I feel like you can't really make a comparison between hotels in Anaheim and hotels in Florida at all. Because obviously Florida is blank space. They could make a million hotels and it'll still be cheaper to, like, own that property than it is to just own that small little property that Paradise sits on.
Okay, that's Disney's existing property already, though. So what
yeah,
makes
but they still have to pay property taxes.
Yeah, but what makes the difference on the Hilton down the way charging $80 a night? That's nicer than the Paradise Pier Hotel.
Because they only have 3, so it's obviously why.
Well, I guess yeah.
Why would you charge low? Like, you know, at Disney World, you got like what, freaking like 20 options or something, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can charge cheap because you have so many options already. Like, you have no option. If you want to stay at a Disneyland resort, you're gonna pay, like, no matter what, because there's only 3 options. Like, they can't give you a $100 one because that one's gonna be booked all the time.
I think that another interesting thing is the conversation about the Disneyland Hotel getting gutted, which I think that would not happen at all.
I don't think so either.
But I guess this can kind of segue into one of our next topics.
Just get rid of all of them and keep Grand
Californian. No, this can segue us into our next topic is, like, since Disneyland Hotel is kind of old and, like, they've just been, like, renovating it to keep it up to date with today's normal hotels quality and everything. What if they take that and instead of having the Disney Springs area that is proposed, which is, I think I wrote down how many acres that is too. So the Toy Story lot is 77 acres. And going back to reference, DCA 72 acres. This new land expansion would be 97 acres.
That's so crazy. That Toy Story parking lot is bigger than DCA. It doesn't even feel like that when I'm in there. It feels so tiny.
What if instead of building that Disney Springs area, they were just, because in the concept art there's a hotel there. What if they just decided to put a brand new Disneyland Hotel? I mean, yes, it's technically off-site, but it's like 2 minutes down the way. So this way they can relook at doing a set theme and making it like worth the money of staying there. What is it, like $600 a night to stay at Disneyland Hotel? 500.
Yeah, like 500 for 400 to 500.
So to me, the only justification for that is being within walking distance of the park, but there's nothing else. And I guess the pool is not that great.
I don't know. I feel like Disneyland's so small. Like, it would feel weird for me. Like, honestly, I personally probably wouldn't want to stay even at the Toy Story, like, lot location hotel. Because I feel like Disneyland has to be, like, in one square. Like, you know?
It has to be all together.
Yeah, like, that's just how I've seen it, and that's how, like, I imagine it, is all being, like, one little square.
Well, and I think that's one of the big things that everybody's used to, you know, is it just being in its own area. You go to Florida, it's all spread out. You come to Anaheim, it's all in, like you said, that one square.
Yeah, it takes like a minute to walk from one park to the next.
So, okay, so I want to get your opinion on that proposed Disney Springs then. Anything to take away from that at all? Are you for it? Are you against it?
That I'm okay with it. Kill downtown Disney for all I care to get a new park. I don't care about downtown Disney whatsoever, honestly. So yeah, I would rather have Disney Springs over there because it's like a shopping center. So I'm A-okay with that to get another park.
They want to make it exactly like, I mean, they even used, like, we'd be taking theming from Disney Springs and implementing it over at this location. Would it be called Disney Springs? Probably. Or would it be called, like, Extended Downtown Disney? Probably not. But I'm all for it too. I've said this before. I think that it's a great idea to bring live entertainment, music. It's also interesting. I feel like this idea is a lot less likely to get proved, though, because Anaheim has the Garden Walk, which is essentially Disney Springs on a scaled down version. So would they really want that? Like, is that owned by a separate? I'm sure it is owned by a separate like third party company or whatever, but it has Anaheim's name on it. So would they?
Okay, but you know
Disney
how much
Springs?
like bank they're still gonna make? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've said that before. Like, what? And I tweeted this out today. Kind of a controversial topic right now, but what would Anaheim be without Disneyland? It wouldn't be as good as it is right now, and that's just the truth of it, really. Like, it's Disneyland has brought them so much money and so many job opportunities from not just at the resort, but at the hotels surrounding the resort, and business, and
malls,
obviously they have the
food.
convention center right there. It's, I mean, Disneyland brings in so much money, and I feel like that's one of the things that I'm getting annoyed about is everybody's saying, they turned down that giant hotel idea. They turned down all these other ideas. Anaheim's turned stuff down before, but with the pandemic and obviously going through this quarantine, they worked so closely with the city of Anaheim, and Anaheim talked about so much, especially the Anaheim mayor too, saying how Disneyland brings in so much jobs for us, brings in so much money for us. They should be allowed to open so they can give all these opportunities to people surrounding the resort. And like, if they're gonna go and say that, then my only thought would be, okay, they're gonna approve this. What did you say?
Yeah.
Now, I think that something came out from Anaheim today that said that they would be receptive to this change, which, if you don't know what receptive means, basically like they'd be willing to. So I don't know. I definitely think that Anaheim would be all for this. I think that it bring the city a lot more tourist groups and a lot more money for all the businesses surrounding Disneyland. Also, not only that, Anaheim could easily go and say, hey, if you want to do this expansion or this third gate, then we're going to upcharge the price on the land that you own, and we're going to charge you even more. So that's the ball's in Anaheim's court, and I'm sure Disneyland's willing to put up that money to bring these expansions, because like they described on the website, like they cannot expand or develop new projects unless they either A, destroy stuff, which the traditional classic Disneyland fan doesn't want, or B, they expand on already existing property that they have. Speaking of destroying stuff, okay, I have been so interested in what is the deal with Tron? Why is it proposed for California Adventure? Where do you think it goes?
Obviously, in the expansion, there's literally no room anywhere.
But that would be just, if you're talking about putting Tron in the expansion, it would solely be just Tron. That's it.
I'm okay with that.
But I'm saying, like,
But you said Zootopia was going to go where Hollywood Land is, or whatever. That's what you thought. And then
yes, I still firmly believe that.
I'm not throwing shade at you.
Okay, what do you think then?
I don't know. I just feel like that's like too Marvel-ish area for like Zootopia to go there. I don't know. I don't really feel it. But if it happens, then I'm telling you now, congratulations, you got it right. But in my opinion, I don't really like it.
Okay,
there.
so then where's Zootopia going? Grizzly?
What was the other one? Oh, Toy Story Land. Toy Story Land could go there.
What, Grizzly?
No.
Or Hollywood?
Hollywood.
But you
That's
say
better.
Okay, but you say it's too much clashing with Marvel.
Yeah,
Toy
but
Story is even more clashing with Marvel.
I feel like that's a better like segue
Than Zootopia.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Take Hollywood Studios. You have Toy Story Land going into Star Wars. No transition at all. You literally walk over the path.
Yeah, but like it's like still bigger though. Like you still got a little pathway before you actually hit like real Galaxy's Edge.
But that's the thing, right? Is
there's no little pathway there.
Okay, but here's why I think that Zootopia would be a perfect fit for Hollywood Land. Because the way that the Zootopia concept art looks is you have the big cityscape as like the back wall, and you're walking down a street essentially. So you're walking down the street.
So you think Zootopia's gonna start as soon as you turn on?
As soon as you turn where that archway that says Hollywood Studios at, or Hollywood Land, or whatever it is in DCA, I think Zootopia will start there. Okay, look, if you look at the concept art for Zootopia,
I saw it.
Yes, it's essentially just the city of Zootopia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like there's just people walking around in front of it. And then another piece of concept art, it just shows like the shops and stuff like
I don't know.
that.
I guess I'm just saying this because I love Zootopia, and I don't want Zootopia to go in that little small piece. I'd rather have Toy Story go there because I don't really care about Toy Story. That's why. That's a real honest truth of why I'm really probably saying this stuff.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? Is Toy Story, we are not gonna get anything bigger than the Hong Kong version or the Paris version. There is no
Bro, there's a Hong
way.
Kong. There's a Toy Story at those two places too.
I think that's where there's out of every land, Toy Story is the most used land. I mean, you could say Fantasyland and stuff like that, but as far as IP developed,
Yeah, they need to scrap it.
yeah, we don't need Toy Story Land. And I think a lot of people are on that. I think people want to see Toy Story Land, but you guys got to remember, we're not going to get Slinky Dog. We are not going to get
For
Slinky
getting
Dog.
Tron, we're not getting Slinky Dog.
Oh yeah, Tron.
Like one or the other.
Tron is our Slinky Dog, and as we talk about this, it's all just proposed. Like I said, we are not getting Slinky Dog. So
We're gonna get that little Slinky Dog like they have in Tokyo or whatever, the one that goes in circles.
Oh yeah, the one that chases its own tail. And then we're gonna have like the jumping jellyfish. That's another thing. We already have a jumping jellyfish, and they have the Green Army Men like parachute, which is just jumping jellyfish. Why would we have two of those in California Adventure? That'd just be dumb.
Maybe they could retheme that whole little back section where Goofy Sky School is.
Yeah, but do you think they'd really touch that since Pixar Pier is right? Well, they can make it an expansion. That would be perfect.
Yeah,
an expansion
Pixar Pier going
into Toy Story Land.
That would be a better
Mm-hmm.
combo.
I guess then that begs the question what they do with Ariel. Would they turn that into
Scrapper?
Or would it still be a part of the plan of expanding Pixar Pier and making that into Coco or something? Or having some type of Pixar themed Omni Mover ride? Or would they just gut the whole show building?
Destroy it. Destroy everything. Honestly, just destroy DCA and redo it.
Well, that's what it seems like they're talking about. Is that they're just the way that Disney is basically wording this is, hey, you're gonna let us do this expansion, or we're just gonna destroy everything in our park and just rebuild from there. And that's gonna suck for Disney fans so much because we haven't even talked about this yet. But Disneyland, you got Tangled, you got Peter Pan, and you have what was the other one? Arendelle.
When I showed Oli the concepts art, she was like, for sure Tangled's going to be in there. 100%. I was like, you can't even see anything that has to do with Tangled. She's like, no, Tangled's going to be in there.
And where?
She just, when I showed her the concept art, that's all she said. Like, of the parks. The first one that came out that you sent me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so like
I just literally
her first
showed her
reaction
that.
was that.
Yeah, she's like, that's going to be there.
Yeah,
like, okay.
I mean, okay. It's, as far as I see it, I think Arendelle goes where Autopia and Submarine Voyage is at. Or Peter Pan. But
yeah,
I definitely think
Pan.
Arendelle goes there. That's just my guess, is Arendelle. That fits a lot better with Fantasyland. I think that's the way they go.
Okay, hold up, son. Okay, so if they're expanding, why wouldn't they just put everything that they're saying is new into the expansion land? Because you said yourself that the whole land there is like 75 acres or whatever. So split that in half. That's like 32 or whatever. Okay, 32 acres each. That's plenty to do at least 2 lands in there. So why do you think they're going to keep destroying?
2 lands. That's where you said it. 2 lands.
Yeah.
So one needs to go inside the park.
Yeah, but you're saying like everything's gonna get scrapped. Like more, like you said, Tron can only fit there. They could fit Tron and something else in there.
They can fit Tron and something small.
Toy Story.
I guess so. I don't know. It's interesting to think like what could get scrapped. You know, why would they even consider talking about these proposed lands?
I feel like they kind of gotta get rid of. Sorry. They kind of gotta get rid of like Nemo and like
Nemo and Autopia is for sure
like
getting
fill the water up or something, because I feel like because of COVID too, like it's gonna be a long time until I feel like that ride's like fully functional, because of like it's already humid and hot and nasty in there already. Like I can't imagine like what they do with COVID.
Well, it's going to be a long time until we actually see like plans develop for this, like as far as construction
just
goes.
close it down forever though.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. You know, there's basically no point for Nemo right now until COVID gets under control, and it seems as if they're wanting, since they are acknowledging the fact that some of these lands and attraction experiences need to replace older attractions, that they want to open some of them before the actual expansion itself.
Disneyland needs more space.
They do, but they're never going to get any more space. That is just the unfortunate truth. They will never be able to expand outside of the plot that they already have. They will never be able to expand. There's no way. You got houses on the one side, you got hotels on the other side. There is no way. Not only that, if they wanted to buy out all those hotels right there, which they won't, you got the 5 freeway.
Yeah, just destroy the freeway.
Yeah, just destroy the freeway, honestly. Make way for Disneyland, right? There is no way that Disneyland expands out of that plot, and it's really the unfortunate truth. Any last minute thoughts on this whole expansion thing? I know this was kind of a quick podcast, but I just wanted to hop on here and kind of share both of our thoughts on this and kind of have that little debate that we had. Any last minute thoughts? What's your overall takeaway from this? Because it's not set in stone yet.
All I'm saying is that they bring Zootopia, they better not rip it off. I'm gonna be pissed at them.
What do you mean, like just to do a
honestly,
half-ass land, a half-ass Zootopia?
I'd rather go Tron for Zootopia, 100%. Sorry, but I'm saying that now.
I would too, because we have Tron and Magic Kingdom, and you know what? That's not like, I understand not a lot of people can make it out to Florida, but at least like for me and Savannah and the diehard Disney fans that like to go to Florida, there's stuff over there that we have. Just like Toy Story Land, we can go to the best Toy Story Land in the world at a Disney park, which is the one in Hollywood Studios, in my opinion, because they have Slinky Dog and they have Mania. And, you know, we can do that. We don't need it over here. Tron, we have it. We're going to have it at Magic Kingdom. And if they were to go through with these plans, we wouldn't be getting Tron until like 2025 or even later, 2026, 2027. It's going to be a long time, but it's great to speculate early. Anyways, my name is Scott.
I'm Savannah's.
And we have been the Exploring Disney podcast. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening, watching, and subscribing. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.